First, the top headlines. CM encouraging us to plant 75 lakh trees sapling before August end. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch a global initiative, Lifestyle for the Environment, Life Movement today. Russian President Vladimir Putin allows export of grains from Ukraine after years of global food crisis. And India reports 4,270 new COVID cases and 15 deaths in last 24 hours. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to ELITETV. I'm Pari Yendrembam giving you 3 p.m. ELITETV English news and updates. Before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear a face mask when out in public, wash hands regularly and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play your part in the fight against COVID-19. Now the news in detail. Chief Minister of Manipur Enhancement earnestly urged colleges and clubs of different localities of the state to plant tree saplings. He made this statement on the occasion of World Environment Day celebrated at the sewage treatment plant at Hairangoi-thong, Maibam Laikai. Forest and Environment Minister Thongam Biswajit and several top officials of the department attended the event themed Only One Earth, where CM and Biren urged for 75 lakh saplings to be planted before the end of August. He said we must replant new trees on the hills that are now bare due to deforestation. He said this can be possible if every college takes the responsibilities of one such hills and start planting trees. They will be assisted financially as well as the tree saplings will be provided by the Horticulture and Forest and Environment Department. He also requested the Royal Riders Manipur to lend a helping hand in the exercise. The theme Save Loktak Lake requires saving the Nambul River and all the rivers that run in the Imphal. This is a main purpose of the sewage treatment plant. He also stated that Kongba, Nambul and Taubal rivers would also get sewage treatment plants. Also, the land encroachment near the rivers would also be taken care of. Manipur Green Mission, which was started on June 22, 2019, has planted thousands of saplings across 300 acres of land, as well as rupees 300 to 400 crore rupees have been sanctioned to save the water bodies of Lamphel. CM N. Biren has appealed to all the people to help in making Manipur green again.
Manipur Sarkar ki target si uji hore nan ko thapa thangin la thapa atai jaga la thana ba mayam si yaruga akoi August thaba ki manung da adi usi August la da ready thaba ro adana August thaba ki manung da 75 lakhs sapling kai whole Manipur bumla thaba ye ki patta Masidayda Royal Rider na kitang nasobat hutang talo biru hay basinay na mayan hay jagad.
Panthabi Housing Finance and Company Limited Chairman and MD T.S. Hemo stated that the presence of practice of taking loans and not repaying back will not allow any development in the state. He made this statement to media person in a press meet at the Uripok Tarangbam office. He further stated that finance is an important element in any developmental work world over. Hence, it is imperative that loans be taken from banks or financial institutes. Paying back 100% loan taken at low interest rate is equally important. Observing financial discipline and following the terms and conditions of the loan is the only way to bring forth any progress. To boost the economy of the state and for the financial growth of the youth, it is responsibility of financial institutes to provide financial assistance. So it becomes important to follow financial discipline and get into the habit of paying back loans. If this habit of taking loans and not paying back continues, it would only lead to the deterioration of the society. Hence, we should think logically and work towards a better and developed society. He further stated that knowing how to utilize and following financial discipline would help us grow and develop economically.
Financial institutions loan financial support loan loan Habadi loan Laura Koi, Natsatoi, Gai Tumtoi Kahumba, Aduko Wakalo City, let's do forget everything. What about the autocracy? Madui Matam Natre. Other Hajaquena, no Matam, any financial support about Pamumatamda, Kari Haini, Lori Balonado, Poor Beshan Pamado, Yamakai, Tawai Haksang Yauna, Haidina, Sama the Sama Hajabatare, 100% loan singbagi habit de put the Lemino Totai, Leminacy, Masigi Wakalon, Habadi. Sigumba financial discipline ase maintain toro matam adu khakta da ko iram dam ase mima laba ngamba adu mithoi mihan ba adumba izati iram dam manipur am orakani habagi ase patha.
Mark Thangmang Hawkim has been remanded to police custody for an additional 6 days by the Session Judge in Imphal West for inciting ethnological unrest and promoting enmity between communities and social media and attempting to wage a war against the government of India. The Chief Judicial Magistrate in Imphal West had issued remand in police custody to Mark Thangmang Hawkim. The case was then forwarded by the CJM Imphal West to the Session Judge in Imphal West. The Defense Counsel's appeal for bail was rejected by the court. The court has directed the authority not to conduct interrogation until further notice from the court. Secretary of Nupi Weavers Welfare Association, Meirapaibi Thongnauja Margaret, stated that the artists of Manipur labor hard for a living. She made this statement at the reception program for Arvind Soibum at the community hall in Tera Lukram Lerak Makhalekai. She further stated that the program was conducted by the Nupi Weavers Association and the people of Tera Lukram Lerak Makhalekai to celebrate the winner of the Best Male Singer in the 10th Manifa Festival 2022, Arvind Soibum, who is a popular singer in Manipur. She also stated that the people of the locality were aware of how he struggled and worked hard as a student. She said that Arvind Soibum should endeavor to be well known not only in Manipur but all over India. Manipur Dance Academy Director, National Awardee Prokrambam Bilas, Sahitya Academy Awardee Sarat Chandra Thiam, and WWA Vice President KHH Tampak Lema, film star RK Kaiku and Z Boni Sharma were the other invitees to attend the event.
Purda leiriba artist khuding makse haibadi artisting se am wari ne haibako kana gumim dan su am khangbi de haiba artist se phawra ga de dum oi yam wana moi se dum kai haidi nongju nu sa khaktana kaino tawri bane ba ma koi gi se haidi aphaw ma sai cha ma oina bek dam aduki mate yamna labor sang na hona jai ba do miyam na di khangbi de haiba ma koi se adubu hairiba soibam arvin se mangona top gul ma yawe haiba kai ne mangona social minded toiba adagi laikai gi ne haibada masi mangonda ngai ka thokpa adagi ima singin hai taraga di am nungsi ba aduga muk lokram le praja gi hai taraga thawai haksang yaune ta ka thokpa aduda aikoina handaki 2022 gi manifa da mana one time da ngisai gi award ahum mari phangak ba se adukti mate hainingai
The premiere show of Barun Elangbam's film Kulaksa, produced by Pibarel Films along with Sorarin Film, was directed by Satyajit BK, was played at the Manipur State Film Development Society MSFDS at Palace Compound yesterday. Wangkai AC MLA Arun Kumar Thangjam, Social Worker Kaiku Ras Kumar, Ibuyaima Hospital MD Hero Thoksom, RPI A National General Secretary Maheshwar Thongnaugjam, Film Critics National Awardee Megachandra Kongbram, and film from Manipur's Chairman Surjakant Sharma and other important personalities attended the premiere show at the auditorium of MSFDS. Wangkai AC MLA Arun Kumar Thangzam stated that it requires teamwork to produce a film, and all those involved in the making of a film have to play their individual roles to make the film a success. Films are a medium for positive and progressive change in a society, and that efforts should be made to save and encourage films and the artists.
Biramba waida aina sukonje koi market yampi Manipur film ki market si aduga sai koi director bi kese tajin habiramba to ngasi release obusi ngasi koi di lejadaba facility lekaba dumba lai ravi state mo emnina koi gi ngasi lejariba MFDC ai bisitung tang release to buni atopa to district su sigumba hall ka ama single sagat bidana koi gi film se matam ma one time the release to ragadi yang ngai jing na habdu ai note to sinjage Mari Lainaba authority da I proposal pizaraga Karikari Tobuya Bakotpa Topa scheme any city Lobuya scheme sing Karisi Yengaga and if saying Naga the Manipur state government gidi visa Tamwai and the Koinatungan the scheme Mamam Sangal Sagalaga scheme sing Dupura Kanda Atumam Shem Saba Aduga Eko Laiva Pirangi policy lere Gazette Suyaure Akogi President the Tamam Pekatan Tapil Pumatuna Togudu masi pasan amendment ni totally government ne kisu am seriously low to the sumo me am soi dum yen chanjera ke duga artist sing welfare ki dum ta soi agamba thak tai kono jare ke adana ngasi ki film sisu yamna nungai ba tumba nama papa message pi ba film am soi dino wai ni.
One RPF PLA active member from Soibam Laikai, namely Soibam Renol, alias Abungo Thoibam Meitei, 24-year son of El Silas Meitei of Soibam Laikai, Opposite Citizens Club, was arrested by a team of Commando Imphal West led by P. Azoba Meitei, OC Commando Imphal West, under the supervision of M. Amit, Additional SP Ops Imphal West, and overall supervision of KSA Sivakant Singh, SP Imphal West. He disclosed that he started working for the said organization from April 2022 through one RK Singlen, Elias Agu of Kongba, and one Rocky presently staying at Myanmar. Under their command, he extorted huge amount of money from business establishment. From his possession recovered following articles were one mobile phone, one Fasino scooter, and 95 numbers of Rs 500 fake currency notes. The arrested person along with the seized articles have been handed over to Borompat police station for necessary action. Teams of Commando Imphal West along with women police personnel led by P. Azoba Meitei, OC Commando Imphal West under the supervision of M. Amit Singh, Additional SP Ops Imphal West, and overall supervision of KSA Sivakant Singh, SP Imphal West, conducted frisking and checking in front of Johnston Higher Secondary School Eastern Side. During that, two drug dealers, that is one woman, namely Lingboy Kibzin, 37 years, daughter of late Lungkhosai Kibzin of Govazang Village, Tengnopal District, and one male, namely Ses Konai Maring, 30 years, son of Modun Maring of Kambang Kuno Village, Chandil District, were arrested at 12:15 p.m. and 2:20 p.m. yesterday, respectively, from the possession of Mistress Lingboy. 50 numbers of soft cases containing suspected to be heroin number 4 hidden inside an apple carton box, and 2 thermoflags were seized at 2 p.m. yesterday. On questioning, Mistress Lingboy Kibzen disclosed that she collected the said soft cases from Lalam of Myanmar on 31 May 2022. They further stated that today they were going to proceed to Dimapur for delivering the said soft cases to one Boise of Dimapur. 50 numbers of soft cases containing suspected to be heroin number 4, 660 gram approximate weight, excluding weight of the soft case, 1 apple carton box, 2 thermoflask, 3 mobile handsets, 2 Aadhaar cards, Rs 4,260, and 1 pink lady bag and 1 wallet were recovered from them. The arrested persons along with the seized articles have been handed over to City Police Station for necessary action. Shanghai Foundation Segarot Thogda Babuk Laikai, in association with the Directorate of Environment and Climate Change Government of Manipur, celebrated World Environment Day 2022 by planting 3 saplings in different localities of Kaisamthong AC. Members of Shanghai Foundation planted tree saplings around the bus of Irabot at Pisum Oinam Laikai. Members of Shanghai Foundation have taken up measures to keep the surrounding neat and clean and make it a plastic-free AC. Now let's have a short commercial break before giving you further news.
Haksang Panalaisi Nungai Hingminasi, thyroid, bile, heart naba, kidney danung laiba, stress amadi anxiety, BP, sugar wangba phan mangamba, side effect like taba food supplement pangbigani. Excellent award pangkraba stem cell ahoma mamal dasu pangbigani. Pangpam Keba Herbal Health Center, Kurai Lamlongtong, phone number 96129899186.
Iramdam asidasu anauba oina world class machine sizinaduna 20 steps refining eye testing gi facility fanghanjari. Leo Lamlong Excellency Opticals, Kurai Lamlong Bazaar, Tinchit Road, Imphal East.
Adom-gidamakta khudongchaba asi pijari. Adom-gi mit lemna test tawjari amasung adom-gi chanaba chunaba lens sing amadi frame singda chada kun fawgi discount pijari. Leo Lamlong Excellency Opticals, Kurai Lamlong Bazaar, Tinchit Road, Imphal East.
Welcome you all to Lunako Residential School at Chanung, Imphal East. An exclusive co-education residential school located on a sprawling 50-acre campus will be affiliated to CBSE New Delhi. First academic session will begin in April 2023 for classes 4 to 8. Hurry up for registration.
Welcome back once again, now giving you the further news. India registered a total of 4,270 new COVID-19 cases in the last 24 hours, marking a 7.8% increase since yesterday. It brings the total case load to 4,31,76,817. Kerala logged the maximum with 1,465 fresh infections in the last 24 hours. The number of active cases increased to 24,052 and the death toll increased to 5,24,692 with 15 new fatalities according to the figures updated at 8 a.m. According to the government, active cases account for 0.06% of total infections with a national COVID-19 recovery rate of 98.73%. The top 5 states which have registered maximum cases are Kerala with 1,465 cases, followed by Maharashtra with 1,357 cases, Delhi with 405 cases, Karnataka with 222 cases, and Haryana with 144 cases. Of the new cases, 84.14% were reported from these 5 states, with Kerala alone responsible for 34.31% of the new cases. India's active case load stands at 24,052. In the last 24 hours, active cases increased by 1,636. A total of 15 deaths were reported in the country in the last 24 hours, increasing the total reported death count to 5,24,692. India's recovery rate now stands at 98.73%. A total of 2,619 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, which brings the total recoveries to 4,26,28,073. India has administered a total of 11,92,427 doses in the last 24 hours, which brings the total tally of doses administered to 194,946,057. A total of 4,13,699 samples were tested in the last 24 hours. A 30-year-old man was arrested on Saturday for allegedly raping a 15-year-old girl, police said. They said the wife of the accused runs a coaching institute located in the Izzat Nagar police station area where the victim is a student. On June 2, The man took the minor to his house on the pretext of a class there and allegedly raped her, the police said. Senior Superintendent of Police Rohit Singh Sawan said the man has been booked under sections of the IPC and POCSO Act. On the occasion of World Environment Day 2022, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will launch a global initiative Lifestyle for the Environment Life Movement on Sunday, June 5, 2022. During the video conferencing event, which is scheduled to begin at 6 p.m., Prime Minister Modi will also deliver a keynote address during the program. The launch will initiate live global call for papers, inviting ideas and suggestions from academics, universities and research institutions, etc. to influence and persuade individuals, communities and organizations across the world to adopt an environment-conscious lifestyle. The Prime Minister's office said in a statement, the program will also witness the participation of Bill Gates, Co-Chairman Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Lord Nicholas Stern, climate economist Professor K. Sunstein, author of Nuts Theory, Aniruddha Dasgupta, CEO and President, World Resources Institute, Inger Anderson, UNEP Global Head, Asim Steiner, UNDP Global Head, and David Malpass, World Bank President, among others. The PMO added, the idea of life was introduced by the Prime Minister during the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Parties, COP26, in Glasgow last year. The idea promotes an environment-conscious lifestyle that focuses on mindful and deliberate utilization instead of mindless and destructive consumption, it noted. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend program on Save Soil movement on occasion of World Environment Day. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend a program on Save Soil movement in New Delhi on Sunday at 11 a.m. on occasion of World Environment Day. The Prime Minister will also address the gathering during the program. Save Soil movement is a global movement to increase awareness about deteriorating soil health and bring about a conscious response to improve soil. The movement was started by Sadhguru in March this year, who embarked on a 100-day motorcycle journey passing through 27 countries. Today marks the 75th day of the 100-day journey. The Save Soil movement strives to rally the environmentally conscious around soil conservation, advocating the power of individual actions for policy change and public engagement. Prime Minister's participation in the program will be reflective of the shared concerns and commitment towards improving the health of soil in the country. Russia's President Vladimir Putin on Friday said there was no problem to export grain from Ukraine after Moscow's operation in Ukraine raised fears of global food crisis. There is no problem to export grain from Ukraine, he said in a televised interview, saying it could be done via Ukrainian ports, via under Russian control, or even via Central Europe. Putin accused the West of bluster by claiming Moscow was preventing grain exports from Ukraine. The Russian leader mentioned the possibility of exporting via the Ukrainian ports of Mariupol and Berdyansk on the Sea of Azov, which gives access to the Black Sea. Both are under Russian control. He also said ports under Kiev's control, in particular Odessa, could be used, but called for the waters around Ukrainian held ports to be cleared of mines by Ukraine. Russia now would in exchange allow the safe passage, Putin said. Other transport options include the Danube River via Romania, Hungary or Poland, he added. But the simplest, the easiest and the cheapest would be exports via Belarus. From there one can go to Baltic ports, then to the Baltic Sea and then anywhere in the world. But Putin said any export via Belarus would be conditional on lifting of sanctions by the West against Minsk, allied to Moscow. Ukraine said Saturday its forces were managing to push back against Russian troops in fierce fighting in Severodonetsk, despite Russia's throwing all its power into capturing the strategic eastern city. Luhansk Resident Governor Sergei Gaidai said in an interview posted on its official social media that the invading forces had captured most of the city, but now our military have moved them. The Russian army, as we understand, is throwing all its powers, all its reserves in this direction, said Gaide, who on Friday claimed that Ukrainian troops had won back a fifth of the city. Severodonetsk is the largest city still in Ukrainian hands in the Luhansk region, where Russian forces have been marking gradual advances in recent weeks. Thousands of people have been killed, millions sent fleeing, and towns turned into rubble since Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered Russian troops into Ukraine 101 days ago. The advance of Russian forces has been slowed by stiff Ukrainian resistance, repelling them from around the capital Kyiv and now forcing Moscow to focus on capturing the east. The press service of Ukraine's presidential office on Saturday said Russian attacks killed 4 civilians in the Lugansk region as a whole. The city of Lysychansk, Severodonetsk, twin city, which sits just across the river, looked increasingly dire. About 60% of infrastructure and housing had been destroyed, while internet, mobile networks, gas service had been knocked out, said its mayor Alexander Zaika. Ukraine also reported 2 victims from a missile strike on the port of Odessa in the southwest, without specifying if they were dead or injured. Russia's defense ministry said it has struck a deployment point for foreign mercenaries in the village of Dansny in Odessa region. It also claimed a missile strike in the northeastern Sumy region in a place where it said Ukrainian soldiers were receiving training from foreign instructors on using howitzers. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitv.in or 94028909882 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. Now let's look at the headlines once again. CM encouraging us to plant 75 lakh tree sapling before August end. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to launch a global initiative Lifestyle for the Environment Life movement today. Russian President Vladimir Putin allows export of grains from Ukraine after fears of global food crisis. And India reports 4,270 new COVID cases and 15 deaths in last 24 hours. Well, that's all for 3 p.m. ELITETV English news and updates. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back at 6 p.m. with more news and updates. Stay tuned.